Hello everyone, can you please let me know if you're able to hear and see me? I'm taking the microphone as well. Are you able to hear me? Are you able to see me? I'm trying the first time to go live with an unlisted YouTube live because the school community doesn't have a live streaming function. So this is kind of the workaround. I see two people watching. So if you can hear me and see me well, then please drop a comment so I just know that we're good and I can get started. Today, what we'll be doing is I'm going to write a sales page copy for a strategic partner of mine. And so basically, I'm taking you along over the shoulder and show you exactly what I do to make this happen. Thank you, Lena. I really, really appreciate that. Okay, so with that, because this will be a little bit of a longer process, I would get started. If you're watching, if you have questions along the way, I will definitely come back and check back in. But the main goal is to really show you the unfiltered process of how I'm getting from no starting point to having a sophisticated first attempt to a sales page copy. And I'm saying first attempt because with the sales page first method, the idea is that you write the copy first, then you design the sales page, then you create the actual content for the offer. But the first version is basically your starting point, right? And then as you develop the design and as you develop the content, you might want to come back to what you have wrote and make iterations. So what you ended up creating based on you attempting to live up to the expectation that you set on the sales page, sometimes you'll see as you actually create the solution that things play out differently than you anticipated. So in reality, it comes down to a little bit of a back and forth between this very first version that we write and then the final version that you go live with. And then as you receive feedback from your customers and from your ads, right, as you go for your numbers, you might want to keep iterating your sales page and refining the copy over time. But in this video, in this training, I show you how to get a really solid first version that you can start off working with. Okay, so how do I typically approach this? I like to just create a document and I like to open up ChatGPT because this is my basically my brainstorming and writing assistant. And then I would also love to show you when you are in the Offer Builders community. I highly recommend you go through the core training here. And then as you go through the core training, there are the sales page sections that we talk about. Here, sales page sections, and these are the same sections that I use on any page, and they're kind of elements that we want to see on any page. So we have a bold promise, we have pain points, we have benefits, we have solution discovery, we have a what's included breakdown, we have some sort of proof. It can be guarantee, social proof, testimonials, etc. And then we have frequently asked questions. And so let me just make sure I didn't overlook something. Solution introduction and solution breakdown. Solution introduction is very short. Solution discover, solution introduction, breakdown, what's included, and frequently asked questions. Okay, so those are kind of the things that I always need to feature on every sales page. And the reason why we do have templates for everything, right? Copywriting templates, graphic templates for everything. When you are working on a specific offer, just ask for that and we give you that. We don't intentionally didn't want to package all of them inside the offer builders because we really here want to teach you how to think and go beyond the template, because that's the only thing that will really empower you to create outstanding offers and really think in creating those transformative solutions. Thank you so much. Okay, so I love to just start by reminding myself what sections I need to have. And now I want to show you what this is for. So this is already the attempt from my strategic partner in writing the copy. This is Julia Schura. So her mini membership, we launched it together on the back end of our pre-launch perfect workshop that's included in Coach Growth Hub, which was about how to prepare your content in advance so you can nurture your audience as you're growing the audience and leading up to a launch. And so we had before that, it was called her, and that was a part of what she did in her mini membership that was called the micro content funnel method. And in the micro content funnel method, she was teaching different ways of social copywriting, different formats, strategic social media writing, so that you can, over time build out those organic content pieces that function as a funnel into your offers. And so when she started to delivering this and working with clients, she saw that there's one specific type of post that is so important that the members struggle most with, and that is the story post. And she realized that the obstacle is the way in there, because basically once you start nailing your stories, everything else kind of falls more into place in itself. And so she really understood. And in addition to that, and I want to also urge you in your business, pay attention to when those things happen. In addition to that, storytelling was like a theme that kept popping up, right? So the storytelling posts would be extremely important, while also the most challenging piece for her members, right? So there was a real kind of gathering of need around that. And then her strategic freebie was storytelling prompts, and that was the thing on the ads that resonated most with people, right? So super successful. She just sent me a message yesterday about how well her ad is still going. Just want to quickly show you that. So she was like, oh my goodness, this ad is still going so well, and it has been storytelling prompts, right? So the evidence kind of condensed that storytelling is the direction where she really needs to lean in and figure out solutions. And so she did that basically over the last weeks, and I think months at this point. She then reworked the methodologies to really zoom into this. And yesterday she sent me also like a sneak peek of, how she has reworked her teachings in there to be all centered around basically teaching people how to write better stories, as this seems to be the key, to unlocking the success with all the other strategies. And it simplifies a lot of things like content pillars, etc. And at the same time, it's what people struggle most with and what was least templatized up until this point, right? So basically, we are now recreating the solution, which is also something that is quite normal for you to happen, right? As you service members, you'll notice that potentially things that you thought are really important is not what they're utilizing most, right? Or is what made the biggest difference for you, maybe might not make the biggest difference for them, but actually what comes very natural to you. Learning that from you makes the biggest difference for them, but it's the hardest for you to templatize because it comes so natural to you that you don't even contemplate it logically, like, what am I doing here that's working? And so you need to take a step back and you need to understand, like, okay, why am I having such an easy time with this when it comes to when it feels so hard for others, right? So there's something that you'll notice once you start serving people, the way you deliver the solution, the way you service them, and the way you talk about the solution will change. It will be informed by the real market feedback and you seeing how users are trying to apply, and you constantly leaning into how can I make this easier for them? How can I improve this? So this is where we are with this right now. And I have briefly skimmed over her sales page. So whenever I'm assessing a sales page, I'm like, am I able to capture what this is all about by just skimming through it? And so immediately from the headline, turn your real life experience into stories that connect and create lasting connections. I'm like, create lasting connection. I'm not sure. Go beyond being known, like, and trust. And I know she and I talked a little bit about this. So some of this is coming from what I wanted to see there, like the real life experience, and but it's not fully clicking for me. Telling my stories always created the deepest connections for me and helped me build a 6-figure business. Took me 2 years. Was diagnosed with burnout. Finally felt and I had momentum. Didn't only work for me. So I don't feel like I have any idea about what is the unique new opportunity that we have here. So Basically, I don't want to be too influenced by what is here. I'll definitely read her story again before I'm getting to this part. But I'm also familiar with her story, and I think it's really good if you kind of take a step back from like outsider eyes to tell your story. So I'm not going to let myself be influenced more by this, because I really want to start it with a fresh perspective. And so the next thing after so the next thing that I do after, let me see again, the social storyteller is the social storyteller is the membership. So next thing I do after I have kind of initial, okay, what is the rough goal, is that I start to develop opinions about what I offer, and I start to source reference experiences and feelings within myself. And this is something that I use ChatGPT for. Okay, so let me go back. So I also want to map out this document as in what do I actually do. And I want to say phase 1 is sourcing opinions, feelings, and reference experiences and associations for the offer within yourself. And so this is the first thing that I like to do. And here I'm brain dumping. So I go to ChatGPT and I say, I want to write a sales page for my friend's offer that is called the social storyteller. Basically, she teaches coaches, course creators, service providers, and other online entrepreneurs how to tell stories that help them to connect with their audience and grow their business. Now, I want to know all the things people would positively and negatively associate with a membership topic like this. Go raw, real, and give me a long, messy list of associations. And MISI means mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive. So it makes sure that ChatGPT looks at all the aspects without having them repeat themselves, right? So let me see what comes here. And so now I'm basically just sitting here and feeling into what is true here for me. Okay, so positive associations. Empowerment, feeling empowered to articulate their brand story effectively. Connection, building deeper connection with the audience through relatable storytelling. Growth, potential for business growth by engaging more prospects. Enhancing storytelling and communication skills. I think enhancing communication skills feels important to me. So enhancing communication skills. But what comes up for me is becoming a better communicator. So I don't know why, but this feels extremely important and closely tied to the skill of telling better stories. Okay, so this is just when I just saw this, what comes up for me is like I'm going through this and I'm feeling, does this trigger something within me? Is there some interesting aspect that I need to explore further because it's meaningful for this transformation, right? And so that's a portion where you really need to learn to sit with it and kind of noticing. And I know you guys might be thinking I'm weird right now. Maybe I am, but this is how it really works best for me. It's like I'm like, what does something here for me? What like turns on something within me? And that's where I need to lean in and explore more. Community, being part of supportive community, innovation, learning innovative storytelling techniques for various platforms, authenticity, encouraging authenticity can lead to stronger customer loyalty, confidence, gaining confidence, visibility, increasing visibility, inspiration, finding inspiration from differentiation. Yes. So I immediately have like, don't care, don't take differentiation. Yes. Right. So I'm not sure why, but differentiation. Oh, yes. How is it possible to stand out in crowded market when you go for proven niches? So I do think there's this, something is there about, I definitely recommend to people solve problems that are problems proven that people are willing to spend money on solving. So people will always have the most success if they solve problems that have been out there and that have been solved out there, but they come to the quest of solving the problem in their unique way, because that will allow others who are kind of wired like them and have similar values and experiences to really actually solve the problem, right? Because there's no one size fits all solution. I have, with the way I've built low ticket, high value communities, with my experience from productizing things in e-commerce and making them shiny, right? I have solved, for me, being an online educator and wanting to do that in a very ethical way, that was my path of solving this, right? And so it uniquely resonates with others who see similar challenges in making that living and making that impact without betraying your values, right? So, and just like I have solved this problem of making money online from doing what you love, for me, in a very unique way, um, I recommend that others also pick problems that is proven that people spend money on solving. If you look into the leaderboard, it's health, wealth, relationships in one form or the other, always, right? And no matter what you do, even if you have a watercolor, teaching people how to do watercolors, if you look into Maslow's hierarchy of need, there will be one of those, or a multitude of those needs addressed by people learning that, right? And so always leaning into where you say, okay, this is really a passionate niche, or this is within either a passionate niche or within those big three, is really important. And then at the same time, when people are like, okay, I get it, I should be solving this problem, but how do I do this in a really unique way? And I know that the answer lies in your story. So this is why I think the differentiation is really important here, and something that I think we really need to, and it's a big struggle for people, right? They're like, how can I be unique? How can I stand out? I feel like everything has already done before. I feel like I can just be a me too. And the answer in solving that is in the story. So I do think that that is really important. This is why, I turned something on within me, because I know that people struggle with this from my own experience, and I know that this is a solution from my own experience. So I want to make sure I'm bringing that. Next one, so different engagement, no, conversion, personal branding, feedback improvement, versatility, emotional intelligence. No, and I do think we need to dig deeper here. Negative associations, time investment, cost, overwhelm, performance pressure, complexity, irrelevance, saturation, criticism. Yes. So opening up through authentic stories feels like making you vulnerable. And so when I feel like a real objection like that, the goal is actually not to handle the objection in a way as into, here's why what you feel is not true, but here is why you feel is true, and here is why we're doing it, even if this is the trade-off of the methodology. But the best thing is to address it head on, right? So to say, yeah, we have thought about this and you are validated here in your concern. Here's why this is a trade-off worth taking. This kind of objection handling works a lot better for me, because ultimately the goal of your sales pitch is to set a realistic expectation of what people are getting inside the program, of obviously like emotionally charged, right? But it's not that we, we sell, I don't know, we put a costume on what we have. It's more that we really clearly communicate what we have. Misinterpretation, yes. That is almost like here, misinterpretation, criticism. So that is big for me. Tangible results, yeah. How do I know that this is working? So I need to dig a little bit deeper here into the overall benefits of being a good storyteller. So that was just an initial point, right? So now I actually need to dig a lot deeper. Okay, this is it for the program, but what about storytelling for business growth in itself? What are the positive and negative association? I feel like you need to go a lot deeper and really capture the sentiment. So, and you see how I've basically, out of everything it brought my way, there were only like 3 nuances where I'm like, oh, I do feel like this is important. I do feel like this is important. So this is a bigger kind of process. Positive associations, human connection. Oh, human connection is so important with AI. Human connection versus AI content. Trust building. Memory retention, yes. Memory. Simplification of complex ideas and messages. Yes, huge. Content versatility, I do think yes. Versatility for your content. Because the multi-platform approach is so important for people. Authenticity doubts, yes. So I think it's authenticity doubts, and people don't want this to be manipulative. People are scared of being manipulative. At least the type of people we want to attract, right? So what comes up for me is now we need to draw a comparison between the ethical storytellers, truthful storytelling as a vehicle to help others and facilitate your mission vision of that, versus I need to look it up in German, there's the Rattenfänger von Hameln, English, the Pied Piper of Hamelin. I somehow need to look into the story too. This, for the storytelling, this was immediately coming up as a thing, and I'm actually not sure about the origins of the story, but I do think that this is really important. oversaturation, resource intensive. I think it's the one thing that also comes up for me is a question if this skill can be learned or you need to be naturally gifted. Okay, so now I think I have a little bit more clarity here. I want to dig deeper and I want to say, who is this and is it relevant for storytelling? Is this a hero or a bad guy? Just need to recall my memory. So it's a figure from a legendary origin town, Hamelin, in Germany. The tale has passed down through centuries, becoming a part of popular folklore. The legend tells a mysterious man, the Pied Piper, who was hired by the town folks of Hamelin, surfaced his magical pipe after he successfully lured the rats away with his music and drowned them in a river. The town people reneged on their promise to pay him in revenge. He turned while the town people were in church and played his pipe again, this time luring the children of Hamelin away. Depending on the version of the story, the children were either led to a place of safety and returned after, or they were lost forever. Okay, so it's a story of following someone because they have like this attractive story, but it's also a story of revenge. So the lesson does not fit. Who are famous storytellers? Good and bad. Thinking of a storyteller is powerful, can be a hero or a villain. I don't know how bad guy. I don't know how to write villain. There you go. Now you got me. Famous storytellers have significant influence with their craft, shaping cultures, beliefs, and behaviors. The power lies in the ability to captivate, persuade, and inspire their audience. See, so if we just now tell the story of a storyteller, we immediately make that a desirable thing, right? Because as a storyteller, you're a person of influence and that ranks you up in the social hierarchy. Yes. If you want one good book to fully understand consumer behavior, you need to read The Status Game. That is a really, really good read. Okay. Status of a storyteller. Why is he someone of influence and impact? That is really important because now being a storyteller, especially the one we want to be, is good. Misinformation, propaganda, exploitation of narratives. Okay, so the dual potential of storytellers underscore the responsibility that comes with the craft. Okay. Big power comes with big responsibility. Why leave the art of storytelling to the gurus? I think that's a really important key there because the type of audience that really resonates with me and my strategic partners is people who they've come to the space because they really want to make a difference, and now they're heartbroken because they feel like in their genuine efforts, they're just not able to compete with everyone who's willing to charge more and play dirty. So there's a big frustration with that. And there's also a big temptation to say, well, if I have to apply those strategies in order to be able to make it and actually help people, I might be doing this. So this is a theme, a pattern that comes time and time again and truly resonates with the type of people that turn out to be amazing members because they deeply care about the results of their clients as well. What is the short story of storytelling? Go do some research. So whenever I have something where I'm reliant on facts, I actually send it into going out there and bringing me back some notes. So I just want to quickly check in with you guys if you have any questions while it asked this. Good morning. Of course, I'm super excited to do this. And I would have done this anyways. Now I'm just talking you guys through and uncovering a little bit more of my process. Okay, so the history of storytelling is rich and multifaceted. Narrative spans across millennia, evolving from ancient visual representation to complex digital formats that we engage with today. Storytelling roots can be tracked back to prehistoric time, when early humans used cave paintings to depict scenes of hunting. These visual narratives served as an early forms of communication, allowing stories and knowledge to be passed down. Oral traditions, written words, modern digital storytelling, printing revolution. Okay, all of that makes sense. In modern times, storytelling has embraced new mediums such as photography, cinema. Okay, thank you for doing the research. Now, if you revisit this from a perspective of making it deeply relevant and easy to consume for my target audience, what is the short story of the long history of storytelling, and why do they need to care? Package that into one easy to digest piece of information. So you can also see how I'm using ChatGPT to just surface things, right? And then say, no, present me this type of information in a way that I can work it within myself. So this, since I have this tool, right, this used to be days, if not weeks, of reading into things, right, and forming opinion. Now I can just a lot quicker, look through the kaleidoscope and be like, no, this is not the association I want. No, this is not the information I want. Can you tell me that information through this lens? Can you consolidate this information through that lens? And so, okay, the essence of storytelling, a timeless craft woven into the fabric of human existence, is not just about the past. It's the heartbeat of our present and bridge into our future, from the ancient etching on the caves through the oral traditions that carry tales. And because I let it research first, our chances of it being factually correct are also a lot higher. So from ancient ethic cravings, storytelling has been the vehicle for humans' deepest fears, greatest triumphs, and enduring mysteries. As we navigate the digital age where stories traverse so now I want to say, please be more straightforward, because I don't need the whole shebang, and people don't like to read things like this because it's hard to digest. Storytelling has evolved from ancient cave paintings to oral traditions, written words, and now digital media. It's the core way we connect, understand, and influence others. Thank you. It's the core way. Yes, this is true. So, and you see, like, yes, when that comes up, when I'm like, yes, this is true, I know that I have a piece of copy that I need to wrap the rest of my sales pitch around, basically. It's the core way we connect, understand, and influence today. For today's entrepreneurs and creators, mastering storytelling is crucial. It makes brand relatable messages impactful, and businesses stand out. In our digital world where attention is scarce, a compelling story can capture interest, convey values, and inspire action. Simply put, storytelling is not just sharing information, it's about making your audience feel, react, and remember. Embracing storytelling is essential for anyone looking to make a meaningful impact online. I think this is almost perfect. So I want to put this context. I need to take this with me because I need to process this on the sales page. Okay, so I feel that now we captured why is this important, right? So captured, why does this matter? And because I had those things right, I'm compiling all of this and I'm bringing this back. So now I'm saying, now I'm taking this and I'm saying, here are the key associations and takeaways from our conversation. so far. It's what I believe is most meaningful and relevant for my offer. Now, based on this, make a long list of small but painful problems my clients face when trying to leverage storytelling to grow their business, or even when not knowing they have to do this, when they try to create content online but they are missing this piece, right? So I'm now thinking, where's my client right now? Do they understand this? Or, is this, do they vaguely know this? Are they at all problem aware? So this is why I want to zoom into this. And I want to look at what is the pain points? What is the problem scope here? Finding core message, yes, is a problem. Consistency is an afterthought. Audience connection. I do feel like it's not deep enough and not informed enough by what I shared. I feel like you have gone off general assumptions rather than looking at the insight I collected and shared with you. Zoom in specifically here and work out what struggles we have. Go a layer deeper. Simplify how they are conceptualizing the problems they have. How do they think, feel, and talk about it? Be raw and real. And I think that's when you use ChatGPT, you always have to do this. Hey, take a step back, go a layer deeper, really listen to what I say, dive in, because the kind of first response, I always feel like it's just this quick gathering. I don't know how, but you need to trigger it into a different train of thought. Enhancing communication skills. I know I have valuable insight to share, but how do I articulate them compellingly? It feels like there's a disconnect between what I want to say and what my audience hears. That's good. That's in the right direction. Disconnect is big here. There's a disconnect. Disconnect. Okay, so I'm already now going into the pain point section. Disconnect. What I know I can give, how I can transport and communicate so my audience will understand and see me as this valuable source of information and insight. I do think that's a real struggle. Yeah. My voice different. It's just not really hitting the mark. Sharing real personal stories opens up old wounds, invites critique. How do I balance between open, protecting myself and brand? It's almost there, but it's not really feeling it. I've been telling my story, but how do I measure its impact? How it's not just about likes or shares. I want truly resonate, contribute to my growth. You're on the right track, but there is still too much cognition and reasoning and too little feelings. Do this again and zoom in the feelings when you describe the struggle. Be more raw and real and straight to the point how someone actually would think to themselves. So I do think that there is still like missing the mark of what this actually feels like. It's frustrating. I'm having so much to say, but it's like there's a glass wall between me and my audience. Why can't I just make them see? It's not even like I have so much to say. I feel like I can contribute so much, but I don't know how to best put that in words. It's like I'm shouting into the void. I put my heart into my stories, but no one is listening. I would say they are not writing stories yet. They are creating content, or procrastinate on it because they really struggle to wrap their head around storytelling. Please try again. I'm not cut out for this. Facing a blank page, the initial excitement about sharing a message gives way to that. There's this sinking feeling, whisper of inadequacy. What if I'm just too boring? Yes, this is a big one. The fear of being uninteresting. I'll never stand out. What if they hate it? I don't know where to start. It's not working. Why bother? This isn't me. Scared of getting it wrong. I don't think we're on the right track here. Because where is our audience? Where is our audience? Our audience knows they need to create content. So let's zoom in the before, right? Pain points are always with the before. So where are they? They know they need to create content if they want to grow their brand and sell their offers. They also have enough ideas. There are a ton of idea generating tools and methods out there. They might even write but here with the writing, I feel like but if they do, they wonder if what they say is good and will actually make a difference. I think maybe a problem is that it doesn't excite them. There's no reward. There is no reward at the moment. Oh, that's a big problem, I feel. That's a big problem because it takes a while to get better at storytelling. And until you see the first stories really click with people, right? And often you have to tell more stories because it takes a while for people also to see your true colors shining through, right? And to build up to the audience so you have enough people to listen to you. So it feels like there's no incentive to do that. So we need to find also the quicker incentive structure for them. Stories as a clarity and brand building vehicle. That's a key point I think we need to bring in. And that addresses the tangible result as well. Addresses tangible result. So I do think that with the pain points, we need to speak to the effort, the belief, we need to build the belief before. Build belief. And we do that by reminding them of people who are misusing storytelling, I think. Reminding of people who are successful with it, but misusing. And here's, I think, where this content needs to go in like really early. Storytelling is the core way to connect, understand, and influence others. It's about making your audience feel, react, and remember. Feel, remember, and take action. I would. Okay, so make your audience learn to write honest, transformative stories that so sheer worthy that they help you grow. But that's the afterthought. So learn to write honest, transformative stories so impactful that they make people, I wouldn't say your audience yet because it's a specific word, they make people feel, remember, and take action, and so sheer worthy that they help you grow your audience. Along those lines, I think this is in here. Take the technique from the gurus and leverage it in an ethical way to grow your own online business. Take one of the key selling techniques from the gurus and leverage it in an ethical way to grow. I feel like, because otherwise, if the bold promise doesn't educate about the opportunity, the pain points are irrelevant, right? So this is why the bold promise needs to educate them here. And so I feel like this is the first iteration of the bold promise. Let me just see if you guys have any questions. Hey, thank you, Jonas. Of course. You know. Okay, so let me go back in. And see if I would have just taken a template and say, turn this into Y so you can without X, I would have never came to all of those realizations, right? So this is why it's worth taking the time. Okay, so now I want to polish this a little bit up. Learn to write honest, transformative stories, so impactful that they make people stories you can share in various, you can use as content, you can turn into, learn to write honest, transformative stories and turn it into content so impactful that it instantly sparks a deep connection with people, with strangers, online, and makes them feel your message, feel and remember your message, and take action. It's just something we can't promise. So because a portion, and remember and potentially take action on your message. Into share-worthy content. Learn we took this key selling technique from the gurus and templatized it and show you how to use it in an ethical way to grow your online business or business online, your coaching course or online service based business, coaching course, online service based business. And then now it's the status change. Become a Storyteller. But what type of storyteller? Become a powerful storyteller? Or tell the best stories in your niche? I think that becoming a storyteller is great. Become impactful, powerful. I think it's about power. Powerful. Become a powerful storyteller. With our storyboard solution, we took, or with the storyboard solution, I think, because she already has become a powerful storyteller. This needs a little bit more. Powerful, inspiring, and authentic storyteller. Learn to write honest, transformative stories and turn them into share-worthy content so impactful that it instantly sparks a deep connection with strangers online and makes them feel remember and potentially take action on your message. Makes them feel, remember, and potentially take action on. How can I say this better, but potentially? How can I say this better than potentially? And making them not just listen, but feel, remember, and be inspired to take action. I love this end. Keep the rest of my original. Learn to write honest, transformative stories and turn them into share-worthy content so impactful that it instantly sparks a deep connection with strangers online, making them not just listen, but feel, remember, and be inspired to act on your message. Take action. Take action is better, I think. And maybe there is a clearer word than message. Learn to write honest, transformative stories and convert them into content so compelling that it not only forges an instant connection with strangers online, but also makes them feel, remember, and be motivated to take action on your inside. On your inside and offerings. Yeah. To take action on your inside and offerings and offers. Okay, master the art of crafting genuine, transformative. Oh no, I didn't want to have genuine, transformative narratives. What happened? Why'd you keep doing this to me? This is not what I said. Learn to write honest, transformative stories. Turn them into share-worthy content, so impactful that it sparks an instant. Sparks a deep connection with strangers online. ChatGPT, you tricked me again. Elevating your content to new heights. See, I almost fell for it. Strangers online. Making them not just listen, but feel, remember, and be inspired to take action on your insight and offers. Learn to write honest, transformative stories and turn them into share-worthy content so impactful that it instantly sparks a deep connection with strangers online, making them not just listen, but feel, remember, and be inspired to take action on your insight and offers. Perfect. Become a powerful, inspiring, and authentic storyteller with the brand board solution, a system based on the, or that took, I like to say that took from the gurus, because this is like a Robin Hood kind of moment. With the, and this is something Julia told me in a conversation as well, that somehow she associates it with Robin Hood because she feels like she's bringing that really powerful technique to the people that need it most. So I like that angle. With the storyboard solution, a system that took the art of storytelling from the gurus, templatized it, and allows you to leverage it for your business for your coaching course or service based online business without any deceit or manipulation. I don't know how to write the word, so please help me optimize this. Change as little as possible. A system that democratized, I like that, the art of storytelling, transforming guru-level techniques into accessible templates. Now you can harness the power of storytelling for your course ethically and without deceit. I like it. I like democratized, but keep it closer to my original. I also like the end, though. Deceit. This is how you write it. Now I know it. This system, crafted from guru-level techniques, is now templatized to empower your coaching. You can leverage storytelling effectively, ethically, and without deceit or manipulation. No, you now did not keep enough of my original. With the storytelling solution, a system that has distilled the art of storytelling from the gurus, making it templated and accessible. Now you can leverage a system that has distilled the art. Neither is better. Where is my democratized? I don't like, sometimes it's just not listening. A system that has democratized the art of storytelling from the gurus, making it templatized and accessible. You can now leverage this powerful approach for your coaching service-based online business, all without any deceit or manipulation. I like it. Cool. Okay. And so sometimes I feel like I am cool with the above the fold part of the sales page. So now I would say get instant access to the tool, templates, training, and support for only 9 months. Cancel any time. And then there's the button. Yes, I want to become a better storyteller now. And then 7 days, no questions asked. Money back guarantee. Cancel anytime. Okay, so this is the button basically. And this is based now the above the fold section for the sales page. And so this is my bold promise for this offer. Now that I have a bold promise, I can actually revisit my pain points, but I do feel that this piece here is so powerful that we should add it for a little bit more context. So storytelling has evolved from ancient cave paintings over to oral traditions, written word, and now digital media. It is the core way so now we have the next section, which is the pain point. And so I would love to explain it. And I would also potentially want to bring in the human aspects. So I would say there's a quote that is storytelling quote power. I have used this actually on the offer builders page. There's no greater power on storytelling is the most popular way to put ideas into the world. There was from Plato, I think. We have it on the offer builders page as well. If you can't tell, I'm a storyteller as well. That is those who write story or those who tell stories rule the world, I think. Along those lines. Those who tell stories rule society. Okay, so I would transition to the pain point section with that quote. So I would have that as a transition section. Here. And then I would say storytellers or stories have shaped humanity or shaped us, and they are the human advantage that future proves us. So I want to say something along those lines. I want to say I want to start the story about stories with a headline along these lines and really show how important storytelling is, how powerful, capable storytellers are, and how turning yourself and your human experience into powerful stories, storytelling storyteller is a way to future-proof yourself in this new AI world. Give me 10 Misi variations of this headline. This is all again too fluffy, all too fluffy and not tangible as in what I want to communicate. Could you please try it again? Make it more straightforward and simpler, bolder. I think that's also something when you work with ChatGPT. If you're not immediately able to capture what it tries to say, it's too complex. Your story, your advantage competing with AI. It's not just about AI. It's about the overall timelessness and impact of this skill. No double dot thingy. Just 5 impactful words that convey the idea in a simple and clear way. It's just thinking too complex. No, this is not informative. No, this is even less informative. Also, please don't do the This sounds like a newspaper headline, but is not helping people to immediately comprehend the opportunity. I think that's what it is about. I'm trying to open people up to what's the opportunity here. Unlock growth with timeless storytelling skills. Much better. Try 10 opportunity clarifying headlines. This is what I'm doing. Now I'm realizing it as I walk you through. I'm clarifying the opportunity. From stories to success is good. You are doing the thing again and again become too vague. Be more practical, please. You can see I'm spending quite a bit of time with every word on a page. And I'm fast, comparatively. But this also helps so much to clarify, right, what the offer is about. So this is really important clarity work. Can you imagine if you don't do this and then you just, create what you think people need and you have never put yourself in those shoes and you've never built up the understanding of why this is so meaningful and so important? How can you effectively communicate it then? Build your brand with storytelling. Grow your audience through effective storytelling. Enhance marketing. This is too narrow now. and not a good headline for the story of storytelling. I think it was almost there. Unlock growth with timeless storytelling skills. But is it growth? Unlock. This is the closest here. Unlock growth. I love this, but I am not sure about unlock growth. Give me 10 alternatives for that. Think bigger and smaller. Elevate your presence, transform your strategy, cultivate, strengthen your brand, capture hearts and minds. What did I like here? Capture hearts and minds. More like this. Give me 10, think bigger and smaller. Be very emotional, yet straightforward. When hearts changed minds. Touch souls, inspire actions with every story you tell. I think it's touch souls, make a difference, inspire action with every story you tell. I like that. Let me see what we had there before. Touch souls. I would say make a difference and inspire action. Action with every story you tell. Storytelling is a timeless skill. Okay, so, and then we're actually going into this one here. And as you can see, I'm not directly going into the pain point because I feel that my reader does not have enough context and desire yet to even think about potential problems that come with it, right? So I first need to bridge that gap, or I first need to create enough context so the gap that I'm creating by having the pain points and contrasting with the benefits becomes relevant and meaningful and big enough. Okay, so make a story, make a difference with every story you tell. Storytelling is a timeless skill. Dot, dot, dot. That has it's the core way bold, right? So this needs to stand out in the, and I'm just making that as a reference because Chessa would then also know for the design. learning how to tell truth for and true and impactful, or true and transformative stories in their through their content is essential for anyone looking to make an meaningful impact online. Okay, so now I think this portion is strong enough. Now I'm going into the problem portion, and here I could even say stories are nice, but reality can hit hard. Or what sounds great in a story can hit differently in reality. Telling stories that resonate, and sell is not that simple. So I need to see if that makes sense. Is this correct, and does it make sense? Good. I just need to compel German. I just need to make sure I'm having... Is compel the right choice here? Okay. Good. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Now again, you can see I like to have double headlines when I can. So it's like a sur headline or sub headline, and then telling sources is, and then I would say, not that simple. And so why is it not that simple? Now the more body I have on the sales page that I'm happy with, the easier the writing of the copy becomes. So now can you please create 5 bullet point pain points specifically highlighting the challenges as it's relevant to the context of this page, and please match the tonality and simplicity. Whoops, need to paste this. Okay. Now we can only switch to default model. Now it's getting a little bit more challenging. See, because those are not pain points. Let me see if I actually get higher caps if I upgrade to the team space. Because in reality, I would potentially make a break here. But because I don't want to let you guys wait, I won't be doing that. And I'll just upgrade now to see if I can get more volume. It's processing. I see if you guys have questions. Yeah, this is really helpful, I think. I'm writing this for a strategic partner of mine. Hi, Gia. How you doing? Payment is still processing. Take my money, OpenAI. What you doing? Yes, I am human. Okay, perfect. Wonderful, wonderful. Continue. Skip. Continue with ChatGPT. Yes, transform. Okay. Did we just lose the access to our chat? Okay, not ideal. Not ideal. But we got this. Okay, so we would have lost the chat anyways because I switched to free. So let's have a new chat. Could you please continue writing my sales page and add 5 relevant pain points as bullet points below, and make sure to really work out the challenges they have and feel are relevant, and use my tone of voice. Struggling to stand out in such random, your voice feels drowned. So, no. Right? Because yes, that while that is a problem, and this is where you also need to pay attention, while this is a problem, it's not a problem relevant in the context we defined. Right? So it needs to be really a problem relevant in the context we defined. Please go and take a step back. Read through the copy I shared and make sure to suggest pain points relevant in this context specifically. Make a list of 20 pain points and sort them from most pressing and annoying to least. Connecting, converting stories to sales, maintaining authenticity. I do feel it again gives me just in general the problems. So I would say it's not that simple. And then I would say most coaches, course creators, and other online entrepreneurs fail to see the appeal and story potential in their experiences. They feel like imposters when attempting to write stories. Being a great storyteller feels like a gift reserved for a few lucky ones, or available only to those who are willing to make things bigger than they were, deceit or manipulate in some way. It's unclear how to keep coming up with stories that matter and how they eventually add up to significant audience and business growth. It feels more like a hobby than a strategy. It can feel so time consuming and like you aren't getting a tangible return, which is, without understanding the immediate reward, it's almost impossible to make it a habit to stick with, so it can become a skill to benefit from for years to come. What else? It feels like certain post formats are required online. It's hard to see where storytelling fits in and how you can stay up to date with trends while utilizing it. Okay, so I think people question if it's a must have or nice to have when they don't realize that many viral posts and average posts that lead to sales are actually story based. Overall, it feels like a creative writing exercise, and like there is no proven strategic system to follow that can be deployed in the business. So it's an opportunity they can stick with instead of jumping to the next shiny object. And here you also see like the limitations, right, of ChatGPT, because I don't think that it is close enough to see or feel any of those things. And that's also the unique advantage that you have in your niche and in your industry. The more you serve people and the more time you spend with them and the more things you do, the more you start see patterns like this emerge. And so I'm just taking my brain dump here and I'm saying, here are the pain points I see. Can you tell them back to me in a raw, real, simple, and straightforward form, like a person who is an ideal fit for buying my offer would talk about it. Okay, so I've got tons of experience, but when it comes to sharing them, I feel like an imposter. It's like my stories aren't cool enough to share, or I'm just faking it. I see some folks who are naturally born storytellers, and I'm just not one of them. It feels like unless you're born with it or willing to stretch the truth, you're out of luck. This is good. I try throwing out stories here and there, but what's the point? I feel like a hobby that's going nowhere. But how this supposed to grow my business? How's this supposed to grow my audience and business? Spending hours crafting stories feels like a waste when I don't see any returns. Without seeing the benefits, why bother making it a habit? Online, it feels like you've got the fit your content into specific boxes and stories just don't seem to fit anywhere. Is storytelling even necessary or just a nice to have that I'm stressing over for no reason? All this feels like it's creative writing class, not a business strategy. There's got to be a system or something to make this stick, right? Otherwise, I'm just chasing the next big thing again. I love it. Now, I think it could be even like more simpler to be easier to digest. So I'm gonna feedback just as I feel this, right? So I love this actually. You did a great job. Now write it in a way that it's the perfect follow up here and even more straightforward. It's really about readability and digestibility. I'm not sure if I just made that word up. Ability of the information. So people who just skim over this are still able to capture the essence. Okay. The real talk on storytelling, it's tougher than it looks. Feeling like an imposter, you're not alone. Turning personal experience into compelling stories feels like pretending. It's hard to see the value in what feels ordinary to us. Not a born storyteller, it seems like special talents some folks just have, or something that requires bending the truth. Either way, it feels out of reach. Random acts of storytelling, posting stories without seeing how they grow your business or audience feels pointless. It's a hobby that's missing. It's like a hobby that's missing the mark. I would put this away. Time sink without the payoff. Hours spent on stories without the visible return feels wasteful. Feeding stories into trend online demands certain content formats, and storytelling doesn't always fit. Is it essential? Just extra stuff. Good, but closer to the words you used previously, and also make it more like someone would talk. I feel you can use even more common words. Common words. I feel fake sharing my story. Yep, turning. That's good. Yep. Storytelling is a grift, right? Not for me. It looks like you either have it or don't, and if you're stretching the truth, I'll go for me. This is good. I like it actually. All this for what exactly? Spending hours on story with zero feedback. Okay, this is good. Feels like school, not business is also good. So this is good. Just make sure to speak about content format. Or actually, I can work this. I should work this. Because I don't think it will get... I feel fake sharing my stories. Then I would say, does any of this sound like you? I feel fake sharing my stories. Yep, turning what happened on Tuesday into something epic makes me feel like an imposter. It's like, who cares, right? So here I would say, this is what they say, and then I would reply. So, yep. Or I don't want to be like overly witty here as well, right? Trying to turn what happened on a Tuesday, or I would say on Tuesday, into something, or into an epic story can make you, I would say, makes many feel like an imposter. But this was actually good with the who cares, right? So let's actually try this. Trying to turn it. Storytelling is a grift, right? Not for me. That was better before. I feel you've gotta be born with it. Most people feel fake when trying to share their stories. They feel like, because sometimes also addressing people too directly can turn them off. So I think I'd rather go in this direction. Most people feel fake trying to share their stories. They feel like nobody really cares what happened on Tuesday, and it's not, and they can't turn it into an epic story without stretching the truth. Talking about stretching the truth. Many feel like only manipulative people can truly capitalize on storytelling. So it's hard to stay committed to the practice of writing and sharing your stories because you aren't sure if the work will pay off and actually translate into audience growth and sales. You don't want this to feel or after all, you're in business, not school anymore. After all, you're trying to run a business. I love that. I think it's funny. Not win a creative writing award. And then I loved this portion that it said here. Without a proven strategy, you need to know that there's a system and strategy behind so you can stay the course. Then I would potentially hear you are also unsure if it still fits into the modern form of content creation. This was actually really good. The online world demands certain content formats and storytelling doesn't always fit. Or where was that? Online, it feels like you gotta fit your content into specific boxes and stories don't seem to. Is storytelling necessary? Just a nice to have. Okay, I thought that was really good. So now we need to bridge into the positive. So that those would be the negatives that I would have. So just gonna mark. Okay, so let me go through this again. So I'm cohesive with everything. What sounds great in a story can hit different in reality. Telling stories that compel, resonate, and sell is not that simple. Most people feel fake when trying to share their stories. They feel like nobody really cares what happened on Tuesday, and they can't turn it into an epic story without stretching the truth. Turn it into an epic story without stretching the truth. Talking about stretching the truth, many feel like only manipulative people can truly capitalize on storytelling. Online, it feels you gotta fit fit your content into specific boxes, and stories just don't seem to fit anywhere. Is storytelling even necessary, or just a nice to have? That's just a nice to have. It's hard to stay committed to practice of writing. Bottom line, most coaches, course creators, and online service providers are missing out on the benefits of storytelling because they just can't commit to a consistent practice. Because they are either questioning the value or lack a system, like a solid production system and strategy. And then I would add this here. It's hard to allocate the time when you don't see the full, you don't have a full strategy and system behind your story, behind storytelling efforts. After all, you're trying to run a business, not win a writing award. Or okay, so most people feel fake when trying to share their story. They feel like nobody really cares what happens on Tuesday, and you can't tell it into an epic story without stretching the truth. Talking about stretching the truth, many feel like only manipulative people can truly capitalize on storytelling. Online, it feels you've got to fit your content into specific boxes and stories, and most find it difficult to see where and how to fit in their stories. The lack of a system of an underlying storytelling system and strategy makes it almost impossible for people to commit long enough to see results. That's why most coaches, course creators, and online service providers miss out on the power of storytelling. Okay? So this is the bridge. Here's why we don't want you to be one of them. Now we have the benefit section, okay? And now it becomes a little bit easier. From here, this is good. Storytelling, while it takes a while while it takes a strategic long-term effort to unlock the full growth benefits of storytelling, the clarity, the baked in clarity work can make an impact on your business and communication skills immediately. It's a tool for getting to know yourself and fully understanding what makes you and your solutions and offerings unique, so that you can share that and in every piece of or share that and start differentiating yourself in crowded market, in the crowded online space. So this is now the green check. What else do we need it for? Let's go back to the key benefits. So good stories are truly transformative. They are your number one vehicle to instill real change. To inspire and instill a real desire for taking action and making changes in your current and future and potential clients. You can genuinely make a bigger difference when you commit to becoming a better storyteller. It's a transferable skill that helps you in all aspects of your life that evolve. Communication. Long term, you can see a significant difference in the depth of the parasocial relationships you're able to establish, the loyalty, trust, and engagement of your audience and clients. And then I want to have like almost a summary piece. Learning to be a powerful, inspiring, and authentic storyteller will set your personal brand apart. Is your key to simplified to a simpler, more impactful messaging, to simpler, more impactful messaging and content creation. Okay, so this would be my benefit section. And now we have the pain points, the benefits. Now we need the solution discovery story. Then the solution introduction, breakdown. For the proof, we will have testimonial screenshots and a 7-day money back guarantee. And then the FAQs are relatively fast. So we are through the biggest portion of it. And so the solution discovery story, let's look into what Julia has at this point. Let me see. Okay. Let's see how we can tweak the story to fit here. Telling my stories always creates the deepest connections for me and help me build a 6-figure business. Writing content is a skill anyone can learn. I believe that very truly. This is why I started one of my first content memberships in the German market and achieved my first 6 figures in 2022. Since then, I have served 900 clients from around the world and helped them not only in writing content, but also feeling the joy of every word. My whole business is focused on strategic content writing, and I love taking my audience along on my journey and sharing my personal story with them. I always have the intention of creating deeper connections, but it took me 2 years and many failed attempts until I understood one important thing. The content that I really built a relationship with audience, my personal story, until I understood, I tried. Okay, my lovely friend, we will condense this a lot. And so I will basically blend what we have on the sales page copy right now with what we have there, and it should be the solution discovery story, right? So when we have the solution discovery story, we need to say, how did you come to develop this, right? So you have your system here where you have basically built-in tools and you have templatized those stories. So the story that we need to tell is, how did I come to develop this? So let me actually write it here. A short story about my long journey of boiling strategic content down to its essence. Storytelling. And so, hi there, my name is Julia, and I've been a copywriter and content coach I've been a copywriter for, I think she's been and working as a copywriter before I turned into a content coach, where I used strategies and formulas from copywriting to help coaches, course creators, and other online entrepreneurs write better content faster. Okay, so during this process, I created many systems and templates for various posting formats, detailed content plans, strategic templates, AI assisted writing. I did it all. I taught it all. And while these things massively helped me to get to my first 6-figure year in 2022, and let me just see her. Serve over 900 clients to get to a point of having, I'm not sure if we should even say the 6-figure business, because I feel like people are almost a little bit burned from it. So help me to get to the point of having served 900 clients worldwide and currently helping 300 members with their content. I realized over time that what made the biggest difference, not only for me, but also for them, was everything that was story based. Something about sharing a story. Stories have proven themselves time and time again to be this almost magical vehicle into that can cut through short attention spans and shortcut the time to spark a meaningful relationship with a stranger. I've decided to double down on helping people with writing better stories, and soon realized that I need a really solid system and strategy to help them as it to really help the or to really help also those who aren't naturally gifted, who aren't naturally gifted with the skill. That's when the storyboard system, or that's when the storyboard, system was born. Then we have the solution discovery. So here I might need a little bit more information from Julia, but let me actually make sure we refine this. Please refine this while changing my text as little as possible. So I know I have a few redundancies in here. Hi, I'm Julia. Before diving into the world of content coaching, too far away from my original. I'll probably have to do this 2 to 3 times now. Before becoming a content coach, I worked as a copywriter. In that role, I applied copywriting strategies and formulas to help. No, this is not what I'm saying. Like I said, I will have to do this always like 2 to 3 times until it really just makes sure to even out the grammar. I started my journey as a copywriter, then transitioned into a content coach. In this role, I've applied strategies and formulas from copy. This journey, I developed numerous systems and templates. Please use my original words. The reason why I don't like it is because it is words that are not super common that I wouldn't use. And the more common, simple language, the more speak-like language you use, the easier it will be for people to digest. I've worked as a copywriter before in transitioning into a content coach where I utilize strategies and formulas from copywriting to help coaches create better content faster. Through this journey, I developed numerous systems and templates for various posting formats, detailed content plans, strategic template, AI assisted writing. I did it all. I taught it all. And while these tools significantly aided me, why aided? See, people say helped. I believe. It helped me in serving. Realized that what truly made a difference for both me and them was everything story-based. Stories have consistently proven to be an almost magical tool, cutting through short attention spans and fast tracking the development of meaningful relationships with meaningful parasocial relationships with strangers. I've decided to focus on helping people craft better stories and soon recognize the need for a solid system and strategy for a solid. What's another? The storyboard tool and method was born. Okay, so introducing the storyboard system. And so here I might, like I said, I might need the Julia's input again. But from what I understand, it's the first notion based storytelling template system based on it is proven story and copywriting frameworks. Create reusable story pieces you can quickly reassemble into the story you need to connect with your audience and inspire them to take action right now. Get instant access to storytelling quick wins, perfect for beginners who are still working through the strategic foundations part. The Notion storyboard tool, detailed training and community support to go from I hate writing to I love. I know when and how to share my stories to make a difference for myself and others. Then here we have the mock-up. Okay, so let's read this again. Okay, this needs to be bigger, so into the storyboard. The storyteller's storyboard system. The first and membership and program membership and program. Okay, introducing storyboard system. The first Notion-based storyboard template based on proven story and copywriting frameworks. On proven writing formulas and frameworks. Create proven, I think copywriting, writing formulas and story frameworks. Create reusable story pieces you can quickly reassemble into the story you need right now to connect with your audience and inspire them to take action in any given moment. Get instant access to storytelling quick wins, perfect for beginners who are still working through the strategic foundation part. The Notion storyboard template tool, detailed training and community. Join our membership and to get instant access. Okay, so clean this up and clarify while changing as little as possible. My words, just short, correct, clean sentences. First, Notion-based storytelling template grounded in proven. Craft reusable story components to swiftly closer to my original. Okay, let me see if it did it again. The first Notion leveraging. I like leveraging, but it's a little bit. I like based on more. Proven create reusable story elements you can quickly piece together into the exact story you need right now to engage with your audience and inspire action at any moment. To the exact story, yeah. Learn to package this, or let's not open up any question marks here. I wanted to say like learn to package them into various forms of content and email, etc. But I feel like it would just now add confusion. Join a membership for instant access to the quick storytelling quick wins. For beginners still navigating through the strategic foundations, for the included. Transition from I hate writing to I know when and how to share my stories to make a difference for myself and others. Good. Now I think that's good. This is the solution introduction. And then we have the what's included breakdown. So here's a list of tangible deliverables. I will leave that for Julia. Julia, please insert list of tangible deliverables and training, everything. So list of everything that's included. So this is like an offer stack, but we don't put any values or anything on that because, you know, it's a little bit ridiculous for a $7 membership. And so we just repeat what's in there. Let me show you an example. So on the offer builders, see, you get access to, and then there's mock-ups of what's in there. And then we have a bonus. So this is this kind of section. So I just need the mock-ups here. And then we have proof guarantee. So Julia, please add screenshots. And then we have 7 days. Sounds amazing, but you need to see it from the inside to know if this is for you. No problem. We have 7 days, no questions asked, money back guarantee. I always offer that. I often get the question, would you offer this? I always offer this. It helps so much more with conversion rates, and my refund rates are basically not existent. So, and if somebody would buy it and they wouldn't be happy, I would want to send them a refund anyway. So now the only thing that's left is the FAQs. And yesterday I shared a prompt with you. So I'm just gonna remove all of this because now almost there with the copy. And I shared, when you navigate to school, if you're on level 2, which, now only 19%, if you're on level 2 in the classroom, you find AI prompt collection. Okay, and there's a FAQ prompt training and prompt. So now I would say I will take this prompt. Here, and now we need to insert, right? So I would like to write frequently asked questions from a sales pitch related to becoming a great storyteller through my unique Notion template system. Then I take all the copy here. Then you see in the prompt it says key points to address all questions, concerns, and unclarity potential customers might have reading through the page. Summarize the key takeaways, handle all objections, create a sense of urgency, use a fun and engaging tone with words and analogies to tie in with the sales pitch theme, keeping it simple, straightforward, and professional. And then this I move out, and then I just let it know about the same theme. Everything related to storytelling. And then it's important for me that the FAQs reflect that I'm a single person and expert offering this service or offering this membership, not a team. Please use the language that reflects this personal approach. Can you help me create FAQs? And then it will do that. And then I think our sales pitch is ready. Can I really become a better storyteller if not natural? What makes your system different from other story guides out there? Is it suitable for beginners? How quickly will I see results? Is it journey, not a sprint, right? So expectation settings, that's really important. Do I need a special software tool? Yes, 1,000 times. Every story you share is a ripple in this digital sea. I think those are great. And my experience is that I like to, on the FAQs, I like to have a little bit more formal and elaborate approach that ChatGPT has, right? So I would, if I was write this from scratch, it would be a little bit simpler, right? But I found that having the more sophisticated, elaborate FAQs towards the end actually takes off perceived risk for people. So I typically, unless I'm like, oh, ChatGPT, this is completely off, towards the end, I typically don't change those anymore because they have the kind of needed tone. So this is where it really gets it right. On the rest of the sales pitch, it's just a little bit too elaborate for people to really be able to skim through the content and capture what this is all about. Okay, so this is the sales page copy, and I am done with the first version. So next step is to put this on a sales page, read it again like tomorrow with a clear mind, and then see if it's skimmable and have Jessa designing it. Okay. It's a how can I say this? It's a matter of training as well, right? Okay, so I hope that this was insightful for you guys. This is how I write a sales pitch from scratch. It is, no matter what I offer, it is always those same sections. And it's a big portion is how much time do you take upfront to really clarify, really emphasize. I hope that you saw this process. Writing a good sales pitch is a lot more about feeling. And, you create the meaning, you set the stage here, and it's really pouring from clay. You have complete freedom as into what you want to develop, and it's really worth spending that time and feeling into things. When I learned, and that's for sales pages and for any piece of content, any email I write, I learned that deeper I feel when writing it, the deeper people feel when reading it. And so that would be my key takeaway for you, is to really take the time and think, not only think it through, but feel it through. And like you saw me doing, pay attention to every single word on that page, because it really makes a difference. And that's also why, if you need a template, ask us and we give you the template. But if you can commit to this kind of more free approach, I do think that you have a much better chance of really communicating what your offer is about before you create it, right? So this is actually a manifesting process, right? So we just massively influenced how we'll shape out that offer. And I'm gonna give this over to Julia. She will give me feedback. If you do this for something that is born always from within you, it's even easier, right? Because it only has to be fully true for yourself. Here I might need to make some tweaks based on how Julia feels about all of this. So there will be definitely iterations, but the process is always the same. I appreciate you, and I catch you all later in the Skull communities, and I will upload this video of the replay there as well. Bye for now.